परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं तत्त्वमस्याधिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलम् अचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि।
Kumbh Mela is a Hindu pilgrimage that is organized every 12 years and rotates among 4 locations: Prayag, which is modern-day Allahabad, Haridwar, Ujjain and Nasik. Each 12-year cycle includes one Maha Kumbh Mela at Haridwar, which is attended by millions of people, making it the largest gathering anywhere in the world. The melas are organized to keep spiritual goals in constant sight of the multitude of devout seekers. Every 6 years, there is an Ardh or half Kumbh Mela at Prayag. The actual dates are dependent on stellar constellations. This year, the Ardh Kumbh Mela in Prayag has been touted as the biggest ever gathering recorded yet on planet Earth. 9 crore people were expected on the day of the royal bath alone. And this year, the speciality is that the river Ganga is changing its direction and going against its own current. This phenomenon happens once in 125 years. During the period of this Kumbh, the Kumbh Ghat area, which is otherwise a mere desert land, turns into a self-sufficient city. An area of 25 square kilometers provides all the necessities for the 9 crore that gather here. Sadhus, yogis, swamis and ascetics of many orders, hermits who never move out of their habitat, leave their centers to attend the Mela and to bestow their blessings. Thousands of boats lie by the banks of the holy rivers and ferry across crowds unimaginable. People from across the globe, young, old, men, women, rich, poor, spiritual seekers and religious leaders, all gather and merge into this ocean of humanity and become one. All gather for one reason, one purpose: faith. Amidst the chaos and confusion of the Mela lies a tent quite silent. Pictures of a young Swami are displayed outside, a rare sight in the Mela. Inside, pujas are being offered to deities. Paramahamsa Nithyananda runs a multinational meditation center, Nithyananda Dhyanapeetham, from Bangalore. A master and modern mystic, he is primarily a youth icon for the new generation. A radical thinker as well, he is working towards bridging science and spirituality. He is an inspiration to millions of people around the world, transforming and awakening them. There is great excitement in the air as his devotees wait to welcome him. The charisma of their beloved master can be sensed by seeing the blissful expressions of the devotees.
सरस्वती माता के, महादेव आनंदेश्वर के, आनंदेश्वर के, आनंदेश्वर के। Sukaram Paramasugadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvaditam Gagana Sadrisam Tattvamasya Vilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavaditam Trigunahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. I welcome you all with my love and blessings for this great Ardha Kumbha Prayag. Just 1 million population city today is feeding 40 million. 40 million and 23rd expected to feed 90 million. Such a huge gathering. Nobody prints invitation, no publicity, nobody is invited. Only one line in Panchika will be written, today is maha snaan, that's all. And such a huge crowd gathers and nobody organizes, nobody does anything, just things happen. This shows the power of our faith. Understand, it is not only just a gathering of human beings, it's a spiritual event. Let me now get into the scientific dimension of this Kumbh Mela. All of you might have heard about these messages from water on this Dr. Yamoto, Japanese doctor who did research on water. He has done a big research on water. If you find time, read his books, Messages from Water. He has taken 10 glass of water and kept in 10 different places, rooms. He will enter into one room and paste a good word on that water glass, like a peace or silence or bliss, some word, good word. And he will sit in front of the glass and chant that word for 5-10 minutes. Peace, 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 and create peaceful thoughts. In the other room, he will give the same water, same quantity and same quality water, and he will write a word, terrorism or war, violence. And when he goes to that room, he will create that kind of violent waves, violent thoughts in his mind. And third, he will go to a room and chant Dhammapada, Buddhist books, Buddhist sutras. Like this, he will go to one room and energize that water by different kind of words. And you will be surprised to know, even I was shocked to know, after a few days, he freezes that water and takes photograph through microscope. Not only photograph, now just a month ago I read a report, his report, even the chemical quality of the water changes by the word which he utters. Understand? The word on which he has created a positive words, the water on which he created positive words, positive thoughts, like a peace, silence, that water looks like a diamond. And the water on which he put the negative words like a terrorism, war, that water looks like a ghost. And water on which he put the Dhammapada, Buddhist sutras, they look like a Buddhist temple. That water. Not only the photographic view, even the chemical quality of the water changes. I was shocked, not once or twice. He did the same experiment for 300 times and proves our thoughts directly work on the water. Understand, one person's positive thoughts can energize 1 tumbler of water, means 9 crore, 90 million people, their faith, their devotion, their prayers, can't it energize this whole 3 rivers, Triveni Sangam? That is why we call this is Amrit. This has become Amrit. Understand, this is Amrit. Don't think the nectar being kept here is a myth. No, it is a fact. It is not just a myth. It is a fact. Now, millions of people standing with so much of faith, devotion, trust and praying, Ganga Mata, O Devi, and praying for one energy, praying towards one purpose, praying towards one goal. This whole water, this whole Triveni becomes whole, this river becomes Amrita, nectar. And understand, this is one dimension of Kumbh Mela. Kumbh Mela's all dimensions I can't explain. This is only one dimension of Kumbh Mela. And there's another one dimension which is very mystical. Normal man cannot relate. Now what I said, we have a scientific proof now. This Emoto has proved how the power of thoughts directly affects the water. Based on this, you can understand why our enlightened masters created this concept of Kumbh Mela. The next thing which you need to understand, which is a very mystical plane. Understand, if one normal person's thoughts can change the quality of water, 9 million people's good thoughts will change this whole quality of the water. That is one thing. Second thing, one enlightened master is equal to 9 million. When an enlightened being creates the sankalpa, satya sankalpa, what will be the power of this water? And understand, do not think I am the only enlightened master here. There are millions with body and without body. Even when enlightened masters leave the body, the idols and murtis energized by them, they carry that energy for thousands of years. Here, in this very water we took bath, the idols energized by Shankaracharya, idols energized by Shiva, idols energized by Buddha, idols energized by Guru Govind Singh, idols energized by Ramanujacharya, idols energized by Madhvacharya, idols energized by Ravendra Swami. Who else is not there? Practically every enlightened master who happened on the planet Earth, all their pitas, they bring that puja murti, which is energized by that master, which was worshipped by that master, and it is brought and put in this water for this whole snaan period. Understand the power of that whole water. Understand the power of that whole water. Not only the water, the very space, by their vibration, by their presence, by their energy. I can say the best possibility which can happen to a human being can happen only in Kumbh Mela. You can be nearest to that enlightenment door. You can be nearest to that higher peak consciousness, higher consciousness only on this space. Such a huge gathering, no crime. No crime. An important thing you should understand, such a huge gathering, this city doesn't have airport. World's largest gathering happens in a city which does not have airport. This Kumbha is not only once in 12 years, this Kumbha is once in 12 Kumbha. Because this Kumbha, the Ganga starts flowing in the other direction. The clairvoyance, the cosmic power is so much, Ganga starts flowing in the other direction. This Kumbha, it has already started happening. Last March, if you have seen the newspaper, you would have listened to the news. Last the Sankaranti day, January 15th, it has started happening. The whole, see the river itself going against the nature, against the current. It means the whole energy is Urdhvaredas. See, Taittreyadas means going down. Urdhvaredas means going up. Normally our mind always goes down. When you are in the enlightened master's field, it goes up. Now this whole area is so much enlightened energy, so much of consciousness, even the Ganga starts going upwards. When Ganga starts going upwards, you are in an intense energy field. Be aware of God. So let you all achieve, experience and radiate eternal bliss. Nithyananda. Thank you.
The Ardh Kumbh Mela is attended by millions of people on the day of the royal bath alone. Several activities simultaneously happen at the Mela. Spiritual discussions and debates about different ideologies are held. Mass feeding of millions of holy men, women and the poor happens every day. Here, faith in existence is expressed in many ways. Many shave their heads and offer their hair as a symbol of surrender to existence. Still many offer their prayers with lit lamps and float them on the river, hoping someday their prayers will be answered. Another feature here at the Mela are the Nagas or the naked Babas. Their surrender is so complete that they not only sever all ties with relationships and a materialistic life, they also drop their inhibitions and fears and take a vow of celibacy and abstinence. Fierce and fearless, they walk naked in the streets filled with thousands of people. Many stage shows are performed on the lives of famous God incarnates and saints. The most popular amongst these are Ram Leela, the story of Lord Rama, and Krishna Leela, the story of Lord Krishna, from the Hindu mythological stories Ramayana and Mahabharata. These shows attract huge crowds at the Mela. Several thousands undergo severe penance, but perhaps the most difficult and intense of all penance is the Pancha Agni Tapas, or the penance of the 5 fires, where the practitioner seats himself inside a circle of fire and carries on his head a pot of burning coal. There is a science behind this arduous practice. It gradually makes the person immune to the 64 different temperatures of the body, which causes not only negative sensations such as anger, lust, fear, etc., but also cures many diseases. With the successful completion of this practice, the person masters his emotions and becomes immune to several illnesses, known and unknown. The Pancha Agni Tapas is performed through several steps, where the person first invokes the fire energy to enter it, chants mantras to make the mind steady, and then applies ash and other pastes on his body to avoid burns, and only then enters into it. The practice, however, is quite dangerous to be attempted without the guidance of a guru. Every activity in the Mela is organized to create a quantum leap in the consciousness of those who participate in it. Homas, pujas, holy baths for deities, meditation sessions and discourses were organized by Nithyananda Dhyanapitham for purifying and energizing the space of the Kumbh Ghat on the banks of the Sangam. Nithyananda radiates the inner bliss that he is. His very presence is penetrating. There is so much that is imbibed by his sheer body language. His unconventional methods cause tremendous transformation from within. A casual evening gathering would turn into a devotional music session. He himself orchestrates these with childlike excitement, with an energy so infectious that all those present would be simply swept away by its force, lost in the joy and fervor. Life becomes a celebration. The experience is so complete and enjoyable. Like little children, everyone participates with no inhibitions and no motives other than just celebrating. Only innocence prevails. Public walked in for the regular discourses held at the tent, more so to get a glimpse of the young master. Whether to find a solution to a domestic problem, or to seek freedom from an illness, or to get an insight into oneself, or to just sit around him, people young and old from all walks of society thronged the Nithyananda Dhyanapitham camp. National and international media cover this grand event, the Kumbh Mela. The Mela is a great opportunity for the media persons to meet spiritual leaders from all over in one place. Nithyananda gave several press interviews on socio-economic and political issues, as well as issues related to spiritual growth of individuals. Nithyananda invited several dignitaries and spiritual heads of various organizations to the camp at the Mela and discussed common ideologies for spiritual upliftment of the common man. He was also welcomed by other spiritual leaders at their camps in the Mela. The meetings were in itself an enlightening experience and opened many doors of learning to all. One of the events at this year's Kumbh Mela was the 72-hour underground samadhi of a Japanese lady, Yogmata Kaiko Aikawa, a disciple of Pilot Baba. She went into samadhi in a fully sealed underground room for 3 full days. Nithyananda was a special guest invited to grace the event on the day she was to come out from her underground samadhi. She came out in full view of the country's press and media and was greeted with loud cheer from the people who had gathered around. The event had Nithyananda's full support, as such an event proves to the world the power of yoga and commitment and the capabilities of the human body and mind, besides re-establishing people's faith in the ultimate life force. Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara, Shiva Shankara. Triveni Sangam, the sacred spot of the Kumbh Mela, is the confluence of the 3 holy rivers, Ganga, Yamuna and the mystical Saraswati. Ganga is the river of Lord Shiva, the river of Jnana or intellect. Yamuna is the river of Lord Krishna, the river of Bhakti or devotion. All the main Shiva temples are on the banks of the river Ganga, and the Krishna temples on the banks of the river Yamuna. It is said that when the river of intellect and the river of devotion meet and merge in a person, the third river Saraswati, the river of true knowledge, the river of awakening, of enlightenment, surfaces. Hara Hara Gange, Hara Hara Gange, The highlight of this festival are the grand processions of the various spiritual heads and their disciples, proceeding for the royal bath in the Triveni Sangam, or visiting each other's camps, or just taking an evening round of the Kumbh Ghat area. Each leader's group goes in a festive parade every day. Nithyananda's processions were a spectacle of sheer celebration. The Nitya Kirtans and Bhajans, devotees dancing in gay abandon, and above all, the radiance of the Master, captivated all those who witnessed it along the way. Each day was different. On the day of his arrival, Nithyananda was seen seated on an elephant back. With the delight of a child and a grace unmatched, he rode like a royal scion. The excitement of his disciples and devotees knew no bounds as they cheered him on. The next day, he was led in his car by his disciples who were on camelbacks. Wherever he went, there was an air of celebration. All the people in and around the Kumbh Ghat area seemed to be touched. The catchy rhythm of the kirtans, along with the blissful dancers, instantly drew people who joined in spontaneously, smitten by the celebration.
Shivo, Sambho, Nitya Shivo, Sambho.
This Nirvani akhara has officially declared that we are their mahamandaleshwar, honored saint. The mahamandaleshwar title is like a saint in Vatican. They are in Christianity they give that sainthood, na? Like that here they give that recognition of sainthood. Tomorrow is the main time when the clairvoyance exactly happening, that exact 21 hours. It starts around tomorrow early morning. Early morning it starts till tomorrow evening. The 21 hours is the main clairvoyance period, means the cosmic energy landing on this Kumbh Ghat area. See this 42 days is the important day where when the energy radiates. The tomorrow's 21 hours is the main time. It is called Vasanta Panchami, the 5th day of new moon. Tomorrow morning is the right, early morning is the right time. All the deities from all over the world, everything will be put inside the Sangam for these 21 hours. All the akhara deities, everything will be put inside the water for the 21 hours. So the whole area will be radiating the intense spiritual energy. Apart from that, all the enlightened masters will be there. Whoever is physically there or whoever is metaphysical plane, all of them will be there to bless. That's an important thing. And even today, we are given Mahamandaleshwar title to go with the akhara in the bath tomorrow morning and all is nothing but their work actually. Be very clear. It is their work. Otherwise, simply impossible. They want at least some enlightened people to bless that tomorrow's bath. That's why they did all the work and they managed it. That's all. That's the reason the whole thing happened. And one more thing, Nirvani akhara is the first akhara to take bath. We will be taking bath first. We will be the first akhara to take bath. First we will be having the snaan.
Sharanam Sharanam Nithyananda.
The culmination of the Mela is the royal bath, which happened on the 23rd of January. It is the great dip in the sacred Triveni Sangam. It is the sole reason for which this ocean of humanity gathers.
Nitya Shivo, Sambho.
On this day alone, 9 crore people are expected to take a dip within a 21-hour time period. Leading the procession to the royal bath on a chariot, Nithyananda with his disciples and the members of the Maha Nirvani akhara were the first ones to take the dip. The very purpose of this historic Kumbh Mela is for this snaan or royal bath to take place. The royal bath was an amazing experience for all. one could feel the clairvoyance that had descended in the Kumbh area to bless planet Earth. Intense energy vibrations permeated the air. Millions took the dip and felt blessed for the opportunity to bathe in this sacred Sangam. It was a rare and auspicious moment for the seekers who partook of this holy bath. In that sacred Sangam, Nithyananda, perhaps one of the youngest living realized souls, bearing a trishul in his hand and a crown on his head, enthralled all who had gathered. His very presence on this day brought tears of joy in many. It was a lifetime opportunity for those with intense faith and devotion to be blessed by the enlightened beings who had gathered there.
It was high energy explosion. You will see that how much it works on your body and mind. You can't think in this freezing cold you are jumping and dancing in the wet clothes, with the wet clothes. See, in the Sangam, Ganga loses its color. Yamuna will come in black and blue, and Ganga will come in muddy in color. So after the Sangam, Ganga will lose its form because the river will be blue. Yamuna will lose its name because it will be called as Ganga. So Ganga will lose the form and Yamuna will lose the name. This shows once you become enlightened, once the enlightenment happens, your intellect will lose its form of violence. It will become intelligence. It will not be used anymore for violence. The logic and intellect is always used for violence. It will lose its form of violence and logic. And the emotion, the bhakti, the Yamuna loses its name. The emotion will not be an ordinary emotion. It will lose its name. It will express in a total different dimension. When enlightenment happens, your emotion also will be totally different. Intellect also will be totally different. When the intellect and emotion meets and enlightenment happens, both will have a different quality. It will not be same. These great masters, somehow they bring the enlightened beings here and take care that the energy explosion happens properly. It's their responsibility. It's their responsibility. So you have been part of, be proud that you have been part of world's biggest happening. In the outer world means the biggest gathering, and the world's biggest energy explosion in the inner world.
Nithyananda, Ara Shiva Shiva Murahara Damaru Bhaje. Nithyananda, Ara Shiva Shiva Murahara Damaru Bhaje. Jaya Jagadodharana, Jaya Nitya Jagadishwara Harana.
Shri Nitya Jaya Nitya Hara Nitya Hara Paramahamsa Shri
Nithyananda, Ara Shiva Shiva Murahara Damaru Bhaje. Nithyananda, Ara Shiva Shiva Murahara Damaru Bhaje.